and we're into Champion Select finally. So it's like, how is all the preparation that CLG has done going to pay off? Because early on in the season, it's up in the air.
They did bring back some picks yesterday that we kind of say are new throughout the iterations they've seen and changes, whether directly or indirectly. That hotshot and that hotshot and that Galio, that Mundo and that Galio, we're still kind of out there picks. So we'll have to see if they choose to bring him in again. Zed, Nidalee, and Singed being Nick kicked out right away.
Yeah, Nick Wu getting 2 champions banned against him immediately. So no Zed and no Singed for Nick Wu. Nidalee, Hotshot not allowed to play it, and it's actually a really strange thing. Even though it was CLG who kind of banned out Singed, Hotshot loves to play those pressure junglers up top, just the tanks that split push all day. I really wonder why he hasn't picked up Singed in all of his years playing. Like, it seems like it would fit his playstyle really well.
Yeah, we were talking about this yesterday. It's kind of like, I want to be off in my own little world doing my thing, and just never picked up Singed.
Yeah, so you want to be Singed. That's what you want to be.
And Syndra coming in as the last band, as well as coL.
So all 6 bans done right away, and Jin Zhao immediately locked in. That's really good for Chowster because he was trying to make things happen on Lee Sin earlier, but you know who's actually almost even better early game at ganking? It's the current patch of Jin Zhao.
Yep, and we see Jarvan quickly going on to the other side for Lauda Mortis. He's been on those aggressive junglers as of late, like everybody else, that trinity of just in your face.
And they should do Tarek Jarvan here. If they want to get the armor ores locked in.
Tarek was banned out last game, so we didn't get to see him.
There's already the full physical, either jungler or top laner in Xin Zhao, and they would be able to get it right now. They're sitting on it a little bit. Maybe they wanted to play like Thresh or something, so they're waiting on it. I heard the complexity of all the teams today, the highest chance of playing Thresh, but they do go with the Shen instead.
Let's see. CLG hasn't locked it in either. Aphromoo known for it. Not known for it, but known to play it in his champion pool, obviously. You need that, Tarek.
And they took the Tarek, and they needed to do that when they're taking Jace. Like, I don't know if they would have been able to pick Jace. I think that's a Jace mid for Link. If Tarek was still available, they wouldn't want to pick that into so many armor ores. 52 armor is how much you can get together. 22 from the Jarvan Flag and 30 from the Tarek Shatter. But with that, I think that's a pretty good starting lineup for CLG.
It's Chupper and Brunch now to pick. We'll have to see what they show in their hand of composition. Right now we have the top lane in the jungle for complexity. That's pretty much all easy. Can't really be countered there. We see Chupper on your screen right now as they're actually taking their time on this. So whether it be comfort picks or not, I think these are trying to a little bit, at least counter a little bit what they see from Counter Logic.
Right. I mean, MIA's played Soraka in both of his games, in both of their losses. It got beat up early on in the first game. What are Brunch U and MIA going to decide to play here? We can see Chupper also deciding. They right at the last second, do we have the Thresh and Twitch? I think we got it.
Okay,
we got the Thresh and Twitch.
All right, all the Thresh facts. You better.
Finally happened. I got some Thresh facts. I'm going to bring one out right here.
All right.
His Q hook is a half-second cast time, whereas Blitzcranks would be a quarter-second, but Thresh doesn't have to turn in the direction that he starts winding it up. The only spell in the game that has a wind-up that doesn't immediately turn you into the direction that you're casting it.
You just
Mind games.
Balk the throw. Chuck it over.
You start this way and shoot it.
Bam. The no-look. The no-look hook. We will begin to have those. Urgot coming in here, and we also have a little bit of a Malphite. So the Tarek Urgot lane coming in for the swap, and there is a lot of face crush once you are swapped on that team.
That's the face crush team.
That's the face crush team.
Yeah, I love that. Is a whole bunch of tanks. Their game against Counter Logic Gaming's game against TSM was the last time that they've played Urgot, and that actually worked really, really well for them. Double Lift did the Black Cleaver to Muramana on Urgot and just crushed faces. I think he did Last Whisper right after that too. What? It's a lot. Yeah, he did. He was just all damage. He was damage Urgot. People didn't expect it. I like this team comp from CLG, and it allows Hotshot to be on that support tank, but also become an initiator.
And let's see. MIA to pick up the AP mid. We have not seen her in a long time. Cassiopeia coming out here.
Wow.
And it's an interesting pick because it's going to be a swap out. But you do have the Malphite initiation. I want to see how Chupper uses this one because Cassiopeia is known as the kind of reinitiation ult. You don't use it right away because everybody's just gonna be like, "Well, here's my back." Yeah. So you get them when they're coming in.
Her Petrify is such an amazing counter initiation. But the main reason you pick Cassio was to win lane, at least back in the day. So for complexity, they wanted to win the lanes with the Thresh pick and being kind of a lane bully with Twitch. That might get blocked out a bit by the Urgot from CLG, but the rest of complexity, it is about the laning. Nick Wu will be able to, once he's 6, help out Chupper, Brunch U, and MIA deal with that bottom lane. For CLG, that is just the crushing face team, as we were talking about earlier. Link is a really, really, really solid mid lane Jace. Chouster can put the early aggression on. Doublelift and Aftermove will also be incredibly aggressive, but the team fights is just going to be a mob of tanks moving towards Complexity's backline.
Super scary. I do like the Cassiopeia pick to Jace. They both push very hard in the lane, so he's not going to get just wrecked under his turret the whole time. That's nice there, but like you said, made for winning the lane, but we haven't seen a cast against the Jace. So we'll have to see how that plays out.
That's going to be another huge matchup, but we also haven't seen Thresh with Twitch.
We haven't.
And I got another one for you.
Excited. Give me a stat.
Thresh has 50 more range on his hook than Blitzcrank, but it also moves 100 missile speed faster. It's 1900 versus 1800, and the hitbox is exactly the same size.
Oh, Riot, please.
Yep. Riot, please. Thresh facts.
See the teams there facing off. They're about to go head-to-head here. Game 3 of the day coming in. Actually, Game 2. I'm getting ahead of myself here.
The last game took so long for First Blood, it counted for 2 games. Yeah.
That it did. As we see them poised and ready to go head-to-head on the screen. Ladies and gentlemen, we are on to Summoner's Rift for Game 2 here of Week 3. Complexity versus CLG.
Right, Nick Wu took blue because he knew he was in a 2v1 lane, and actually, that is a great counter to what CLG just had planned. I don't think they're going to make it here in time.
Oh, he puts a ward down instead of walking in. He so would have made it if he just had walked in.
Complexity's going to win out on this trade, though. CLG had so many wards in the red to try to figure out where they were started, but now since the invades, I can't explain it all.
There's
but Call's going to get the other
The
blue.
elixir has been used in mid. Link's so forced to just chug some of those potions. Looks like he has a few left for himself still, but they go for a tit-for-tat trade on the blues.
Except they didn't.
Oh,
Complexity
no, they
got
didn't
both.
because Shen got that one,
that's
right.
what I was
they
trying
went
to get
to
it
trade
all,
the blues.
because there was too much happening.
Yeah.
I couldn't. It's because Nick Wu started blue, so they predicted that play.
That Nick Wu. So we see Link coming around the backside here. This is such an aggressive game right now. Complete movement from minute 1 from both teams, and they have not stopped lacing up here as it looks like Link is going to pressure into the lane. Nick Wu gets dazzled under. They don't have much crowd control left, but it looks like he's going to try to stand on the turret. First blood coming in, going to, that's going to be Link. But not going to be on Loud Mortis this time. They're actually positioning for a gank that they won't be getting, but no, knowing they're going for the dragon, they're going to try to pressure Hotshot.
CLG, even though they got outmaneuvered at level 1 with the blue buffs, has taken back control of the blue and now the dragon. But Loudamort is taking that time where they're giving up the dragon. He's got to be able to get Hotshot here.
I thought he almost dodged that flag toss. There may be a little too much stick here coming in. The expunge coming from Brunch, and they do pick up a second kill in the game.
So that is almost worth it. If they could take the tower, it will be worth it. But giving up the dragon is 975 gold, and the kill on Hotshot's only going to be 450 distributed amongst the bunch. So CLG gets double the gold out of that exchange.
They clear out the pink. They may be looking to grab this blue right here if they can get this dazzle from Aframu in. But no, Chupper sees them just on the side. He's able to make it out. Getting a good ward in though. Aframu trying to put down some aggression. He should be able to make it out of this alive, but he's forced to flash. No, the Cataclysm not looking good for Aframu. They actually put everything into this one, and they won't let him out. Link and Chouster look like they want to try to get in the engagement here. Chupper just with the slow from his ulti, and it looks like Hotshot getting a great ulti onto Chupper. They turn this one around. MIA is right in the middle of everything. It doesn't look like they have a good amount of DPS. There's the one from Jace, but after that, it's just the auto attacks coming in. You know, when Link's as ahead as he is, this is kind of the thing I pointed out yesterday is he can put up those numbers just like Nidalee, and that's they banned Nidalee out, they picked Jace, and they're getting that same result.
It looks really good for Link right now. The mid Jace is a good spot. They banned out some really good members from Complexity, and there's maybe the initiate.
Homeguard. Oh, the unstoppable force coming in. How are you going to even stop that? It's with a Cassio ult. Kenji make it out alive. A very good engagement here. I don't think everybody was as ready as Hotshot was for that. He seemed a bit excited. They're able to get a few kills here, but they trade out 2 for 2, and it looks like the Jace gate is used to almost reinitiate there.
If the death sentence wouldn't have landed for Complexity, the Thresh Q right before Hotshot teleport initiated, that would have been totally one-sided, but Complexity really trying to keep this one going.
The flash taunt miss means Nick Wu has completely burned his energy, but there's not enough damage to turn in Kite. No, Doublelift giving himself the resistances through the hyperkinetic position reverser, but will he get the kill? He's just getting bumped around right now. Can't do much about it, and it looks like they will be able to turn this on CLG's head after a reinitiation. Link, so far away, tries to batter him backwards, but a double kill coming in now for Nick Wu. Looking for even more. Can Nick Wu pick up a triple here? He missed the flash taunt, but he could still pull this one up. One more for, no, it's going to be a hit from MIA, and the support picks one up. Shen, they have the Madrid, so it's possible. And then we look over at Doublelift, and Manamoon stacking up at the Brutalizer as well. We saw him doing a good amount of chunking in his last few attacks. see what happens in this one.
Yeah, and Double Lift's mana immune just converted into the Mirror
Ooh.
mana, so both Link and Double Lift
double,
have the
yeah.
Mirror mana. If they can keep their mana up during this fight and they activate them both at the start, that is a significant chunk of damage. Like, when you go for those Mirror mana immune type items, you are weaker while you're charging it, but once it converts, it is a significant power spike, and converting these both at 20 minutes is really important. But Complexity going in for a fight.
They are trying to go strong. Loudamortis gets a good amount, and Chowster actually jumps himself out to keep the back line staved off. Complexity MIA going down in this fight, and it is going to be completely back and forth. Brunchu very low, Loudamortis very low. They're trying to back off, but get the last bit of damage in. Double Lift does find that last Q, and it looks like Nick Wu is quite in trouble here. He gets jumped on and slowed, forced to flash, but Link engages once again. Shut down there, and it is going to be a 3-for-1 so far as Chowster threw himself into the fire for his team.
Wow, that was a really crisp fight for CLG. It looked a little chaotic, but their counter initiative is a great flash down.
Chupper was trying to back in Vision. The last attacks to take him out as well. And Brunch, he says, no, I can't do it either.
But at this point, it looks like they're just going to siege since they got a fresh blue buff on Link.
I mean, with that last fight, they were initiated on. So it was started with a bad situation, and they won it. So the confidence coming in here has to be tenfold, Jab.
And look at the confidence right there, face tanking the turret. They didn't take damage for face tanking that, right? That's how much armor and tankiness Hotshot has accumulated so far in this game. 230 armor for Hotshot right now without his W even turned on.
Hotshot having some fun stealing home guard speed away from Shen with the shard there. The initiation, Chowster goes in on the MIA, breaks that sign, and it's going to be Loudamortis trying to jump back in, but he goes right onto the tanks. Hotshot throws himself out onto Brunchu, and it's all going to be the focus outside the map. Brunch is getting his shots off, and he's able to shred down the team. Hotshot could only do so much, but Brunch just set free in this fight. He gets the slowdown on a Double Lift. Could he be coming up with another kill? Kind of turned around here as Hotshot comes back in. He gets the ground slam in, shuts down the attack speed, but it's only Chupper that gets hit by it. Shut down there, and Hotshot may find himself falling. Low health bars as Complexity limps along trying to catch Hotshot here. He shards, trying to get the movement speed, and the poison's going to take him down all the way to mid on that fight.
Another awesome turnaround by Complexity. Brunchu waited out the attack speed slow from Hotshot's ground slam and then unleashed his spray and pray, hitting multiple targets of CLG and really turning the tides on that fight.
Still quite close. 3,000 gold lead is nothing 30 minutes into the game.
And if CLG forces onto this inhibitor really hard, they'd actually force Complexity to initiate on them, which is what I think CLG wants.
Looks like Chowster still on the outside. He has gone on to MIA. He will more than gladly go on to Chupper as well as Brunchu, but they just don't want Loudamortis. You can see the harassment he's giving to him, kind of keeping Loudamortis at bay. Will the jump in come? Chupper down to about 75% health heal, and that would be a quick burst for this team. Hotshot is grabbed. Again, not the person they want.
They're going to lose their inhib.
They are going to go for this one. Chupper throws down the ultimate to start, I believe, and it was just in vain. He throws the the Zonia's down quite early as well, and Counter Logic played the time on this one perfectly. They stayed back, they dodged the Cassiopeia ult, and it looks like they're going to be able to clean up quite easy here. They have lost 2, but that is not huge damage dealers for them. They still have Double Lift and Link. The posture for that Baron Boogie.
And they're getting the pink wards down. Hotshot this time picking up the Oracle. So that's the third different CLG player who has picked up an Oracles this game. And there's the initiation.
Wow, right onto Chupper. Can't get himself out, but can he go to the Lantern? Oh, it worked! No, the one auto attack from Double Lift makes it over the wall. That was pretty sexy, though. And just bait out the attack. There is no unstoppable force, but they are going to get the movement speed buff there. The taunt away. Can he get some more attacks on? Hotshot just trying to stick to Nick Wu right now in the last move. Oh, they put the gate on him. They're going to get some good damage here. Looks like Nick Wu, if he can get to the lantern, he can't click it. They absolutely smothered the lantern. Did it right that time.
They blocked the lantern and they finished off Nick Wu. You could tell he was trying to click the lantern. Maybe they don't know it can be lantern blocked, and this is real trouble for Complexity. They're going to lose their second inhibitor for sure.
You can see Nick Wu just slowly shaking his head there, concernedly looking on at his team defend the rest of what is left in their base. He has 34 seconds left to come back, and CLG is just going around the horn right now.
Inhibitor number 3 going to be on the way. 27 seconds left on Nick Wu, and the fact that they've been winning the 5v5s the Complexity's tried to initiate on them. Complexity might try to hold this one off because they know 3 inhibitors are death, but this is tough.
Oh, Loudamortis gets dazzled up and dazzled down, It looks like they're going for Chupper as well. They try to get in there. Link just turned that. He dove in and turned the Cassio ult and was only slowed. Amazing play there. They get in. They get 2 more kills. It's only Brunch to watch the Nexus turrets go down. Counter Logic looks to stop the bleeding from their 2 losses earlier this week. Nick Wu, if he has one more thing to say about it, coming out of the death chamber with Brunch, but it doesn't look like it's going to be enough, chat.
And this inhibitor's going down. CLG going back to 500.
And there it goes. 33 minutes into the game, 18-6. Counter Logic Gaming coming up with a win.